Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gridiron Gals podcast. I'm your girl, Reeta, the NFL chick.
And hey, everybody, it's Chelsea, aka Chelsea's right.
And we are very, very close to week one of the NFL season. We are actually here for college football season as week zero is about to be underway. And we are very, very, very excited. So we got to get this thing on and popping again. Welcome us
Yep.
back. Thanks so much.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, there's obviously, always going to be conversations about the NFL, though. Even though we're still dealing with preseason currently,
Mhm.
there's always going to be stories, Chels. And so the latest story is the Tua Tagovailoa versus Brian Flores. As we know, Tua was drafted by the Miami Dolphins when Brian Flores was the head coach. And Brian Flores at that point kept going back and forth between him and other quarterbacks, starting them, and just never really allowed him to develop and play, consistently. And so, he got his job. He lost his job. We know that he has filed for against the NFL in result of losing his job. He called it discrimination. And since then, Tua has gotten a new head coach in Mike McDaniel. And obviously, since then, the Dolphins have made some moves. Obviously, Tyreek Hill came and they did good in the draft and such. But they've been really good since they got the new head coach. And so apparently Dan Levitard talked to Tua and he asked him about the time that Brian Flores was there and how he felt about the situation. And essentially, this is what he had to say.
To put it in simplest terms, if you woke up every morning and I told you you suck at what you did, that you don't belong doing what you do, that you shouldn't be here, that this guy should be here, that you haven't earned this right, and then you have somebody else come in and tell you, dude, you are the best fit for this. Like, you are accurate, you are the best, whatever, you are this, you are that. Like, how would it make you feel listening to one or the other? You see what I'm saying? And then you hear it, regardless of what it is, the good or the bad, and you hear it more and more, you start to actually believe that. I don't care who you are. You could be the president of the United States. You have a terrible person that's telling you things that you don't want to hear, or that you probably shouldn't be hearing. You're going to start to believe that about yourself. And so that's sort of like what ended up happening. And it was, I mean, it's basically been 2 years of training that out of not just me, but a couple of the guys as well that have been here since my rookie year all the way till now.
We all had the same.
So that happened. Basically called the man a terrible person.
He's a terrible person.
Called the man a terrible person, said the man was trash. That's in so many ways. That's what he said, right? And so, okay, fine. So Brian Flores was asked about the comments that Tua actually made. And this is what he had to say, Chels, when asked about it.
Specific to the comments that were made by Tua, I just want to say, look, I'm happy, genuinely happy, genuinely happy for the success that Tua's had, and I really wish him nothing but the best. And I think player relationships are very important to me. I think that's kind of the foundation of coaching. I got into coaching because I was impacted as a young guy by my high school coaches, my college coaches, going all the way to Pop Warner. I got into coaching because I want to make that same kind of impact positive impact, pour into young people, help them become, as KO says all the time, the best versions of themselves. And that's really my goal always in coaching. So I wish nothing but the best to Tua. Really more than anything, I'm just focused on the Vikings, the 2024 Vikings, the players we have. We saw a couple of guys up here, just a couple minutes ago, Metellus and HP. I think, their leadership, their friendship is important to me, and I'm just, I'm excited.
All right, that's enough. So, Brian Flores, that was his response to what he was told that Tua had said about him during his time in Miami. So, Chels, I'm curious to know your thoughts on how you view this and who could be right, who could be wrong here.
I don't think that anybody is right or wrong. I think that everybody has their own interpretation and their own experience. I don't think that Tua would have said those things if something wasn't true. Like, I don't think he made that up. Also, Brian Flores did not deny it. And so part of, I think later on, what he said is that he has reflected on his behaviors, during that time, and that he realized that there were things that he could do better. And so what more could you ask from somebody, like, hey, I reflected, I could have handled some things a lot better than that. And I didn't. And also, while we're here, I want to move on and focus on this second team that he's been on. So, I mean, it happens. I mean, this is one of those things that probably should stay in my head, but he might have thought Tua was weak. And that is how coaches, that's how they do. They be like, oh, I think you're weak. I think that if I talk to you this way, it will toughen you up. It will make you realize, it will toughen you up. And then people, and I've seen a lot of comparisons like, oh, he came from Nick Saban. He came from here. He came from here. Yeah, you got a different level of accountability to Nick Saban than you do to Brian Flores. I mean, let's be real. And especially since at Alabama, you really could be gone just like that. Just like that. Somebody else is right behind you. NFL is kind of not like that because the backup ain't really. But I think
it's a factor too, right?
Yeah.
If you draft somebody in the first round in the top 10, you're trying to give them as many opportunities as they can.
Yeah. And your coaching livelihood is on the line. Also, we know the pressure that Brian Flores was under behind the scene, which led to him getting fired and being, blackballed and all of that. So I think that it's, I don't want to say good people on both sides, but I think it's enough pressure on both sides that it probably is true. I mean, I believe it is true, and Brian didn't deny it. No one else, you haven't seen anyone else come out and say, yeah, Brian Flores is a jackass. Yeah, I have not heard anything like that. But also, how football players are. They don't necessarily tell you everything that goes on. My issue with this situation is the turn that it is taken, and which it always takes, is Brian Flores should never be allowed to coach in the NFL again. Brian Flores should never be allowed to be an NFL head coach again. And y'all know where it's coming from, and you already know who's saying it. And I could see it happening. I tweeted it out a few days ago. I was like, we about to do that thing, ain't we? With the Brian Flores thing. So I'm hoping that this can go away. I'm hoping the media will leave it alone and it can just go away. Brian Flores' personality and Miami Mike's personality is very, very different. And that's just what's going to happen. I'm sure that I have managed or supervised people that thought that I was mean, especially when I was working in the hospital under a lot of pressure. And there's some that think that I'm the greatest. I mean, and they're both probably right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that there's a couple of things here. I don't think it's, I think it's a lot of gray. I think, like you said, how Brian Flores was probably under pressure played a big part into the rotation thing that he was doing. Because I think it was Ryan Fitzpatrick this is just off of my
that
was the person that they were rotating with,
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick always finds himself in a situation where he gets himself some type of starting job just because somebody is lacking, as opposed to allowing Tua to go through his transgressions, to his issues, and develop the same way any other rookie or young quarterback is going to have in the National Football League. And so I agree to Chels. I wonder if he feels like he was weak. I wonder if he felt like he wasn't putting in what needed to be put in to be better. And then also the situation of him having the pressure of knowing what was going on behind the scenes and feeling like he was going to get fired probably played a role. I say that to say, when Tua calls him a bad person, is he a bad person or is he a bad coach? Because I think that somebody can be a bad coach, but not necessarily be a bad person. Some people don't know how to be a head coach. There's plenty of people out here that don't know how to head coach. And then with all of the things that he was going, is him projecting his issues onto a fair? Not at all. I'm not suggesting that, by the way. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that we know that those things happen, and maybe as a result, he put that out, a lot of that out on Tua as a result. And so maybe that made him a bad coach. I mean, what constitutes him being a bad person, I guess, is relative, right? And subjective. And I guess to Tua, because he felt like it affected his development, that it made him a bad person. And I'm not here to argue that. I'm just saying, on the outside looking in, maybe he was more a bad coach than he was a bad person, but Tua's the one that lived it. I'm not here to tell him that he's wrong, because he's valid. Whatever he feels is valid. That's his quarterbacking career, and it's not us to tell the story. But the way that Brian Flores responded was the most grown-up way to respond, because if that ain't you right, then I don't know what is.
Because that's what he said. You got it.
Yep. That is absolutely what happened. At my big age, Chels, I don't want to fight no more with people. I ain't trying to argue, So look, you got it, bro. If I did something, I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna argue with you. You the only one who said it. That's on you. And he could have said, well, he was weak, so I was trying to toughen him up, But
that would have just made it worse, right?
That would have made it terrible. That would have made it terrible. And probably if sports media, which is, they like to do shit like this, because I'm just sitting up here like, well, why would y'all even be talking about this? But if they keep it going, I think we will start to see players come out in support of Brian Flores, and then it's going to be more stuff is going to come out. More stuff is going to come out. So it is best that it stays like this. And I think that was the point that Brian Flores was trying to make. Like, hey, I reflected on it. There were things that I could have done differently. Yeah, I could have done things differently. And I love the reflect, because it is okay to fuck up. It is okay to do something that you probably should not have done, as long as you can reflect on your behavior and make those changes.
Yep. And do better. Yep.
And do better. And do better. Just like when y'all be trying to, is this you on Twitter? Yeah, 10 years ago, I might have been saying some crazy shit on Twitter, but I know more information and I have changed that behavior. So if y'all ever want to this you me, yes, it was. And that's
you can have it.
You can't whoop my ass. So
at the end of the day,
I'm gonna go home. So
okay,
but you're right. It's a very mature. His answer was absolutely mature, and it left them quiet, because now what y'all gonna do?
You got nothing. If you don't give anybody anything and just say, you know what, he got it, you right, then there's nothing else to talk about.
Nothing to talk about.
I don't foresee this going further unless Tua decides it to go further. Mm-hmm. But Tua has to prepare for the regular season the same way Brian Flores does, just as a player and not as a coach. So I don't see this really going further than what we've already gotten from that. Like you said, unless you see other players start coming out and having these conversations about Brian Flores, then that's where the tables will turn a little bit. But ultimately, I think that, you know, it is absolutely is his right to speak out about what happened and how he felt about it. And I think it's Brian Flores' right to give the response that he gave. You know, hey, I had some reflecting to do, and I could have been better. And you know, it's
and I wish him nothing but the best.
Absolutely. I wish him
I
nothing but the
wish
best.
him not. I wish him all the success. Like that really closes the door on Tua even being able to say something back.
I agree. So Tua saying something back, it's real deep, and I want him to go to see the lady or the man. If
he say something back, now somebody gonna be like, "But that was because you was weak."
Yeah, see,
that's all that was gonna happen. So shut your mouth.
So Tua, whatever you got going on, I'm completely okay with you. You know, having that conversation. It's fine. The man closed the door on that topic. So you come back on that, you need to go see somebody because it clearly is messing with you. And we have to figure this out. So there we go with that. All right. You know, the Olympics, we talked about the Olympics the last episode. We had a whole Olympics episode. We thank you all for listening. If you haven't, make sure you check it out because it's funny. The Olympics is coming to LA in 2028, and flag football is going to be added to the Olympics. So, of course, you got all these NFL players that are like, oh, yeah, I want to play, and da-da-da. And so the U.S. flag people, honey, they are not having it. Okay, they out here snatching wigs. They are upset because they said what y'all not going to do is take over our game. Okay, I think just because you play regular football, did you come in and play flag football? Because it ain't the same thing, shorty. So what you not going to do is have priority over me. And they upset, honey. So USA flag football quarterback, his name is Daryl Duquette. Excuse me. I think it's Duquette. Doucette.
If he from Louisiana,
I'm gonna say Doucette. I'm gonna say Doucette because I feel like Duquette has a Q in it, and this is a C. So I'm gonna say Doucette. So he came out and said that, you know, the NFL players need to try out just like everybody else, and then said he should be the starting quarterback. Then this Patrick Mahomes and said, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm better than Patrick Mahomes because of my IQ of the game. Now Patrick Mahomes caught wind of this and posted the 50 gif and was like, "What do you say fuck me for?"
Patrick said, "I'm at home. I'm over here. I'm trying to get my daddy into rehab, and y'all out here talking."
He got another baby on the way, honey, and then that lady pregnant again.
Girl,
that lady
close your legs up, y'all. Sit down somewhere. They need to go fold some clothes or something.
I want to
just have another baby.
Keep them legs. Go keep doing what you're doing. If we ain't gotta hear that loud screaming ass mouth, honey, because I can't stand the sound of her voice. So whatever we can do to make sure that she's not talking, I'm good with it. And this is not me telling her to get in the kitchen. I just feel like she's too busy to be screaming and hollering at them goddamn
Shut up.
That's all. I want her to do whatever it is that she want to do. I just want her to not do it loud. Okay.
Shut up, girl.
That's a loud ass fucking lady. Okay. And I cannot stand when she be screaming at them fucking games. It irritates my soul. Anyway, Patrick Mahomes said, I'm getting this. I'm trying to understand. I'm over here minding my business, trying to get ready for hopefully my 4th Super Bowl. And you bring me up, talk about my IQ ain't as good as yours. What the hell? So what you think about his comment?
So I noticed that the Olympians take it one step too far.
Always.
One step too far. Mm-hmm. I agree. They should try out. I agree. You should not be a shoe-in for the flag football Olympics because you play contact football. I do not. I think that there is a different type of person. You need the fast, quick. The players should be smaller, quick, and fast. And if you see Mr. Doucette, whatever, you will see that he is tasty. He is tasty. Okay. Patrick Mahomes is a giant. Okay. So that part I agree with. If it is very different. Also, you don't have almost 400 pound men running at you full speed when you're playing flag football. So there's something different. Now, if he thinks he should be the quarterback, I understand. I wouldn't want nobody stepping on my territory. You know how we felt about the break dancers, right? So I wouldn't want nobody stepping in my realm. Now, where you messed up is the IQ. Because what you going to do is you going to mess around and have that man in the offseason working on his art. And he going to come take your little quarterback job. Because one thing he has is the QB IQ. He is a very intelligent football player. Highly skilled. Like, he can see things before they happen, which is the reason why he's doing all of that passing around the back and all of that other stuff that if anybody else try to pull, they get picked off. They're gonna get picked off. So don't do him. Pick someone else. Play with somebody else, but don't do him, because you're gonna mess around, and in his free time, he gonna build up his flag football skill set, and he gonna come take your job. But I don't know why these Olympians keep coming for the professional athletes on that level. Like, we're just talking. We're talking about 4 years from now. Only thing you got to do is keep your nose to the grind and practice on your art, and get your thing. You ain't got to tell me I'm more intelligent than him. You are also half his size, and maybe not as quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you gonna mess around, and somebody like your favorite Tyreek Hill, he gonna go out there and be running and grabbing everybody's flags. Here's my thing: just win. Don't embarrass me in front of the world having us lose in flag football.
That's right. If Patrick Mahomes II wants to play for the Flag Football League for the USA, he's playing. He don't have to try out. I don't give a damn who you are, sir. Mr.
He don't have to play quarterback.
Mr. Hoosh. He's playing quarterback. Okay?
But I'm saying he's good.
Real here. Let's be fucking for real. Patrick Mahomes has been to 4 Super Bowls and won 3 out of 4. He has a 75% record in winning Super Bowls. You think I'm not letting that fucking guy play? Like you just said, Chels, he just threw Travis Kelce a fucking pass through the back or over his back. Are you kidding me? Him and Travis Kelce don't have to apply for shit. Okay? They don't have to, and you just gonna have to be mad about it. Okay? Do you want this gold or do you not want this gold?
Because you're not gonna embarrass me.
Now, you can go ahead and be the backup if you want. You can be his little backup. You can hold his water. But let me tell you something, sir. Patrick Mahomes can do whatever the fuck he wants. And ain't nothing you or anybody else could say that's going to stop that. Okay? You want to know why? Because 3 out of 4 Super Bowls winning them and some MVPs in there too, and going to go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game of professional football is going to reign. I don't even know what your resume is, sir. I just know it ain't that. That's what I know. I know that whatever you do ain't that from a professional standpoint. You might be a very nice guy, okay? But the problem is that you and the runner dude, y'all, so he's no allows. Y'all just trolling. Y'all want attention, so you start saying things, and you get the attention that you're looking for, right? You say these things because you know it will ignite people, but it also get people talking. Yep. So yes, we are here. We fell into the trap. It's a podcast. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to have conversations about these types of things. But unfortunately for you, this is not a no allows Tyreek Hill situation, okay? Tyreek Hill is an attention whore. Okay, that's why he has so many fucking kids. Okay, he clearly needs fucking attention, and that's why he keeps having these fucking kids by all these different women. Patrick Mahomes don't need that type of attention. He don't. That's why the 50 Cent response was hilarious to me, because that's
hilarious. That man said
that's the only response that we're gonna get from him. Okay, you know why? Because he don't give a shit. Because he know if he want to play football and he want to play the quarterback and the starting quarterback for football in 2028, then that's what the fuck he's going to do.
And because by then he might win 2 more Super Bowls, and he ain't got the pressure on him.
How about it?
He ain't got the pressure on him. What's gonna happen is you gonna see Pat Senior in the stands. What do he say? Smoking on that Douce pack. He gonna be like, you gonna be. Yeah, leave Pat alone. Like, hey, if he had picked anybody else, okay, you went straight for the king. Oh no, you might see him post a clip of him playing flag football with one of his kids or some shit.
Like,
You
come
really
on, bro. I mean,
come on.
seriously. Of all people,
Yeah,
I mean, you could have started naming somebody else. You could have named
yeah,
Jordan Love, or even you'd have been a fool to name Lamar with the way that he can move. But you would have been a fool to name him. But like a Joe Burrow, or I don't know, you would be a fool to name Patrick Mahomes, and you are a fool. You're an idiot.
yeah, and yeah, you are a fool. Honestly, he probably ain't. He got to come out of the top 15 quarterbacks, and then you start naming some people. Like like. I don't think you got to know how hard it is to be in the NFL. You gotta know and to be in the NFL and to make the 53-man roster, like that is hard work. And the problem is that these people in the Olympic arena stuff, they are dismissing that hard work.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to figure out why. The football players are in multiple car accidents every game.
Yep.
Like your skill level has to be high at all times. Having low football IQ might get you killed.
How about it? And I know you don't think Patrick Mahomes got a low football IQ. Now, Patrick Mahomes has a low football IQ on other things, like washing them nasty ass drawers that he don't wash. Ain't he the person that put ketchup on steak? He got a low IQ when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
He
need to spend a little bit more time in East Texas.
Yeah, that he has low IQs in areas like that. What he does not have a low IQ in is football. Okay,
not the football.
And this is a man who won 2 Super Bowls, Chels, and said that he wasn't really watching film then. And then decided, after winning 2 Super Bowls, you know what I should do? I should watch some film.
He gonna take your little Olympic job, buddy.
Toodles.
He gonna come take your little Olympic job.
Gonna take your little Olympic job, sweetie. It's gone. If he wants it, it's his to have, and you are going to be the water boy. Okay. Sorry to tell you, but you will be the water boy, and they trying to get this Olympic gold. End of story. Don't even care about it.
Can I say one more thing?
One more thing, yes.
If Tyreek Hill beats Noah Lyles, we are
all right. So I think 50 meters, Tyreek Hill can beat Noah Lyles. And I say this because a lot of those South Florida kids ran track. So they run track anyway. He's already fast, and he's fast with pads. So do I think from a 50-meter perspective he could beat him? Yes. But anything past that, I think Noah Lyles is trained to do it, and therefore he's going to run out of speed. Yeah,
he'll run out of steam. And Tyreek Hill is hurt, if I'm not mistaken. He's hurt. And let's not do this before the season. Also, like
I just think this is all talk.
You ain't conditioned. Oh no, they setting dates.
Okay, but if I'm the NFL, I'm stepping in because your contract probably say you can't do that shit. Okay,
right? So, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Then you pull a hammy and be like, oh yeah,
exactly. So if I'm the NFL,
racing in the street.
You can do whatever you want, and you really probably can't do whatever you want because your contract probably says that you're not supposed to do certain things. But what you're not going to do is do this before the season starts, or during the regular season, or during the playoffs if you make it.
You need to stop having babies in the contract. The boy is going to have a 53-man roster by the time he finishes NFL career.
I mean, seriously, people used to talk about Antonio Carrati. No, this man keeps going. He like the Energizer Bunny. And he ain't even having kids by his wife. The wife just got pregnant.
Yeah. He getting ready to have 13, right?
The man, I don't know the number. I stopped counting at 10, friend. At least Cromartie last 5-6 kids by the same woman. This man just keep having kids.
He got all. I don't think it's maybe got 2 by him. But no,
I think a couple baby mothers got multiple kids, which is crazy within itself. But y'all are crazy out here. Okay, I just want to say that anybody having children by Tyreek Hill at this point is
out your mind because you're not gonna get no money.
Well, good luck to you when his career is over. Good luck. Good luck. Because that's a lot of
Y'all gonna be splitting a pack of crackers.
And don't be getting on social media talking about he ain't paid his child support.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You knew who he was when you laid down with that man, and you knew how many kids that he had. I don't give a damn. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Please go get a job and find a way to take care of them kids, because I don't want to hear your sob story when if the man don't have enough money at some point to pay his child support. You know it. Sorry for you. All right. College football is finally back, Chels. Week 0 is the weekend that we are upon as Florida State and Georgia Tech goes overseas to kick off college football weekend. I was very disappointed in ESPN not counting week 0 weekend, because it does count. Just because not week 1 doesn't mean college football is not being played. There's actually quite a few games being played on Saturday. So that was very weird that they miscalculated that, being as though there's a few games being played on Saturday. So college football is here. And of course, the conversations are all about NIL, because as we get more into it, Chels, NIL is just, it's not regulated. There's nothing.
That is a problem.
It is a problem. And this is from a podcast that is pro pay the players, by the way. I want to be clear that we here at the Gridiron Gals podcast believe that those kids should get paid. However, there's no structure. There's no foundation. It's a fucking mess. And I think we can all agree on that. So Mike Gundy, who we know, I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm a man. Mike Gundy.
Man to me.
He obviously is the coach of Oklahoma State. And he was, once again, he's in the headlines for things that he said that it depends on who how it was reported, depends on how your response is. So Mike Gundy had said that he wants to focus more on, playing football during the season and less on like NIL. And he wants that to be something that they can focus on at the end of the regular season. And so of course that got taken out of context, and people were, oh, Mike Gundy don't want the players to be paid, because depending on, what publication you read, it basically said Mike Gundy doesn't want to get want the players to be paid. That's not how this happens. He basically just said that he wants the kids to focus on football for essentially 5 months out of 12, and then play. And then once those, months are over, they can focus on NIL. And then also, Chels, they went out and got QR codes on the back of their helmets. And I think they're trying to do QR codes on the back of their jerseys for people that want to pay into the NIL, I guess, while watching a football game. So what are your thoughts on Mike Gundy's comments, but also like how it got misconstrued a little bit?
I think that we are so used to Mike Gundy saying terrible shit that I think people just got triggered. They just PTSD from Mike Gundy, and they just went after it. And so after reading it, he did say, he was like, hey, don't ask for no more money. We're done with that right now. We need to wait till the ruling. The ruling doesn't come out for a while. So while we're waiting for the ruling, let's focus on football. I'm sure it is a big distraction to have these agents and all of these people just calling and distracting. I'm sure it is a distraction. And I agree that there needs to be more structure. You can't just be like, all right, pay them all, but not have parameters in place and distribution parameters and all of that stuff. So with that respect, I agree with Mike Gundy for probably the first time, maybe. Mm-hmm. I agree with him. Now, as for the QR codes, now, ain't nobody going to be doing ain't nobody doing that, because guess what? We're too busy gambling during these games. You think some people could be zooming in, like, let me get that QR code and throw him a 5 for that play. No, we are looking at the parlays. So you're wasting your time with them QR codes.
I am, yeah, I'm put the money back in the goddamn envelope like you did back in the day, okay?
And
Okay, this is
press a folded up $100 bill down in the palm of their hand like the old school do.
and give it to them when they walking down the tunnel or whatever. Hey, bro, okay, I'm all for y'all getting money, but this shit getting out of hand a little bit. This shit is getting out of hand.
Yeah, Mike Gundy said, "Stop calling up here. Stop calling up here.
His exact words was, tell your agent to quit calling us and asking for more money. It's non-negotiable now. Start again in December." And guess what? I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that because at this point, you can't go into the transfer portal until the season is over. So you're going to have to figure the shit out now while you're already here.
And you're stuck.
You should have thought about it. You should have upped your ante before that time was over. He also said, I told the players there's no negotiating now. Portal's over. We're now playing football. Just coaching and playing football. And honestly, I'm not mad at that, Chels, because at the end of the day, he has a job to do, and you as a player have the job to do. And while I understand getting money is nice and getting it without having to go behind people's back to get it is nice, focus on what it is that you need to do to get yourself to the next level, which is the NFL or the UFL or the CFL or whatever it is that you're going. If you're going to be on the USA flag football team, I don't know. Whatever it is that you got going on, you need to be focused on football only during the season. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think it's too much to ask.
I don't think so. I thought he was right. I mean, I think he's right.
But I'm tired. Look, I'm not QR coding y'all no motherfucking money.
You better kiss my ass, please.
Okay.
I'm looking at the parlay. Don't kick no unnecessary field goals. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
I'm not worried.
Nobody asked y'all to do that.
I promise you. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I refuse, and we're not doing it. Okay. So I mean, look, maybe the OK State alums and the guys, the boosters will do it. I'm not doing it. I'm telling you now, I ain't doing it. I want us to go back to the old days. Bring back the old days, baby, when you would just put some shit in the envelope and give it to the guy. If you want to
just pay the mama's bills and don't say nothing. Just automatically,
Believe us.
Y'all got Zelle now. Just put it in her account.
Leave us out the group chat though. I want to be left out the group chat. I don't want to be having the TV camera operators to be scrolling. I mean, to be zooming into the back of these kids' helmets so I can QR code them. Excuse me.
I'm about to put a QR code on our banner.
Oh, I like that. Put a QR code on the banner. Since everybody begging, let's go ahead and put a QR code on the banner. Hey. If you like the Gridiron Gals, go ahead now and donate to us.
Real easy. Go straight to the Cash App. Go to our Espresso Martini Fund.
Well, that's her drink of choice. Mine is an old fashioned.
That's the one I'm on right now. Excuse me, our whiskey and cigar fund.
There we go.
Y'all think the girls don't drink the whiskey.
Oh yeah, so that's another topic. Because baby, real quick, before we get into our rules of engagement, y'all tripping about how much this Beyonce whiskey costs. Okay, good whiskey typically costs about that money. Now you can find good whiskey that is cheaper. We're not saying that if it's cheap, it's bad. There is whiskeys of all kinds, of all prices that you can find that are quality. Well, good whiskeys. Let me say good. But quality whiskeys typically cost $60 and up. Japanese whiskey, something that Chels and I really like, is at least $90. So
and shout out to Mika, because the last 2 bottles that I had, Mika, that's why we love Cousin Mika. Mika come in town. Cousin Mika come in town. We get our Japanese whiskey. She makes sure we right. We smoke good cigars. Like, she is a time. But that Japanese whiskey, you gonna spend $75+ for the Japanese whiskey.
Absolutely. So whiskey is not cheap. Like, quality whiskey is not cheap. Yes, you can find some good whiskeys that are cheaper than $60. I'm not saying that you can't, but what we're saying is that yes, there's an array of whiskeys, and a lot of times they are close to $100. So, like Chels said, it's giving broke. Or maybe you just don't know. Maybe you're ignorant to how much whiskey costs because you don't drink whiskey because you're still, on the casa. And that's fine. You want to be on the casa? That's fine. We drink whiskey over here. And sometimes it's cheap and sometimes it's expensive. But what you're not going to do is tell us that Beyonce is jacking up prices when whiskey, quality whiskey, if hers is quality whiskey, costs about that much.
It's $89.95 a bottle. I have reserved my bottle. The Virgo gonna send me mine first. She gonna send me mine out on her birthday. As much money as I spend during Virgo season, y'all need to send me something. So y'all find you a best friend that's not a Virgo. This is from me to you. Child, these people cost me some money.
I don't even know why we having this conversation.
We got an action-packed weekend coming.
Now, but
$89, huh?
$89 for whiskey.
$89 is not a lot. And then between that and everybody is grasping at their pearls about women drinking whiskey and bourbon and scotch. And I was like, who are y'all around? But you get like, who are y'all around? Who are y'all around?
Not the real ones. Y'all ain't around the real ones. Let me tell you that now. If you don't understand the whiskey bourbon cigar lady, then they ain't real enough. I'm gonna be just honest with you. I'm not sitting here. I'm not talking bad about. If you drink gin, that's completely fine. If you drink tequila, I'm cool with you. Vodka, yeah, I'm judging you a little bit because we need to get off of that. And the cognac, we need to kind of, it's a couple of them that I can, the XLs or whatever, like the real good quality of like Remy's I can do, but like most of that stuff, I'm not drinking that shit. I'm judging you if you still out here drinking white Hennessy. Because why are you still drinking white Hennessy? Why are you still drinking white Hennessy? You going down to the Caribbean just to get some white Hennessy? We don't drink that shit.
Some dollars a bottle.
Get the
trash.
Whiskey, the same price. Get the whiskey.
If you go to duty free, get you some really good scotch. Get you some splurge. Get you some Johnny Walker Blue Label. Get you some Johnny Walker Gold Label. Like really, if you're gonna go to duty free and get a discount, get some get some McKellen. Get something real good.
Yeah.
Some Basil Hayden.
Yeah.
Some Woodford Reserve.
Basil Hayden is good whiskey that's like under $60, and I would refer. I love Basil Hayden. Woodford is another one that's under 60 or around 60. I would.
Did you say Basil Hayden? Oh, Basil Hayden is. It can get up there depending on which one.
It can, depending on like if it's double barreled or whatever. But like normally you can find it around $60. It's $50-$60.
Yeah.
Woodford as well, but depending on what type of Woodford, right? But ultimately, we just saying we ain't knocking nobody else and what y'all drink. This is not about y'all, okay? This is not about y'all. Us whiskey bourbon girls was under attack on social media, and
fighting for our life.
We was fighting for our life. And I just want to say that we are the cool kids, okay? We are the ones that are actually the cool kids. And by cool kids, I'm not talking about because of the things that we drink. I'm just saying it just so happens that the cool kids drink these things. That's all I'm sitting here saying. But we are the cool kids, okay? We the ones that like to lay back and just watch the sports and smoke the cigar. We chilling, okay?
We're chilling.
We ain't rah. We just chilling. We the cool. We laid back cool kids. That's what I'm
chilling.
saying.
Give me a whiskey neat. I'm good. I don't need all of that fruity flavor stuff. And what we have determined is Beyonce is one of us.
Yes.
I know she smokes the cigar and had that. And what I really liked about this whiskey thing, and I know we have added a whole other segment, but that's all right.
We did, but I don't care.
I don't care. She entered her whiskey into contests anonymously and got awards.
Yep.
That right there said, submit. I need to be one of the first people to get that. I want to know what's going on.
One review I read, the man gave it an 8.8 out of 10, and this was like a whiskey connoisseur that is like well known.
Wow!
So when you start, finding out that that it's been, like you said, tasted, and she has been submitting these things, and this is like not just some over the fly situation, that she's put real effort into it, because she is herself a whiskey drinker, and she told you that in the song if you listen to the songs. But anyway, it's gonna be fire, and I'm gonna go ahead and spend my money on it. And if you don't want to, that's fine, but don't come over my house and try to get none. That's all I'm saying. Don't come by. Because you can't have.
Excuse me. You said your house?
Yeah, not you.
Our house.
Excuse me, our house. Can't come. Don't come over here thinking you can get some of this.
Yeah.
You're not
She
gonna
know.
have
She know. House is my house. I don't know why she's trying to act like that. I hope ain't nobody been sleeping in my bed.
Well, since you judge us so much about how much it costs, then don't worry about what it tastes like. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. So,
but the girls are drinking the whiskey, and y'all need to get up. And it was ladies too. Like, oh, who's drinking whiskey? Me.
The same ones that's getting drunk, drinking that nasty ass Casamiga, but who are me to judge? Moving along. So it is almost football season, and if you notice, every year there's a list that comes out on rules of engagement regarding what it is that people should do when they are football fans in life, right? What it are you? Can you call somebody during the game? Can you do this during the game? So it is this these rules, they come out every year.
Yeah.
So Charles and I wanted to look over these rules.
Yeah.
We wanted to see if we felt like this rule counts, and that do we like it? Do we not like it? We are trying to figure out what it is about these rules that we agree with, and we're going to make our own rules. We decided that we're going to add some and subtract some from this equation. Don't just make a whole new set of rules. All right, so here we go. First one: do not root against my team. Now, I don't know what this means. I mean, there's 32 teams in the NFL, and there's 100.
Hey, I get around that one. I get around that because I watch fit games by myself.
Yeah, like, are we talking about like in person?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one. All right. Do not call me anytime on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursday nights. And Chels and I would like to add Saturday all day, because college football is on.
College football is on Thursday, also Friday. It might be a good game on a Friday.
Might be a good game on a Friday.
You might can call Friday evening, but Thursday evening, Friday evening, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday and Monday evening. Yep. So, yeah, I agree with that one, but I want to add those other days.
What was the MAC tonight nights? Tuesdays? When MAC football was being played, I think it's Tuesdays.
Was it? It might have been Tuesday. Yeah,
might be Tuesdays too, friends. I don't know. I think MAC tonight games come on Tuesdays. And I like those games, like the Miami of Ohio's and stuff like that. I be watching them. So Tuesdays might be out too, but definitely Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday all day. I'm not interested. What do you have going on? And look, yes, we make a lot of jokes about if you're getting married or you having somebody coming to your wedding. Okay, yes, if it's somebody that you care a great deal about, we know that you're going to their wedding, but please.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going. The last time I went to a wedding during football season, it was our good friend Tori, and Tori made it so that during the reception dinner, we were able to watch football because everybody was football fans, and I don't expect anyone else to make those kind of accommodations. But before I even agreed to go to the trip, she said, "Don't worry, I got you." And she's like, however, I'm not looking forward. If it's the playoffs, I'll send you a great gift.
Chels has spoken. She said, I ain't gonna be there. All right, the next one. If for some reason you decide to text me during a game, it better be to ask me, did you see that? to which I will always respond, what the heck do you think? And okay, all right. If you know my team is playing, if it is not about football and it's not an emergency, which I guess is the next one that we'll get to, you don't text me. Don't text me.
So why would you ask me, did I see that? Of course I saw it. I don't want you to text me at all. I put my phone on do not disturb, but the only text that I will respond to are emotions about, like, if it was a really, really good play and somebody be like, God damn, something like that. But like, I don't really want to have a lot of dialogue and stuff. Now, if it's not my team, yes, these texts are okay. But if it's my team, I don't want to think about nothing. I'm too busy trying not to throw up for me to be texting somebody back and forth. No.
Yes, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
The next one was, if someone is dying, call 911 before you call me, because I guess they'll answer. I won't. Now, I mean, if somebody is dying, you need to call 911 anyway, because what am I supposed to do? I ain't a nurse.
Yeah. I have to take the emergency family calls. I don't want to be a jerk about that.
I'm saying that call me after you call 911. Okay.
Oh yeah. If it's something I can't do nothing about, did you call 911 first?
Did you call
then call me?
First?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You call me if it's very important or urgent. Call me. Other than that, if I can't do anything at that moment, you need to call the ambulance. Is what we like.
Call the ambulance.
Call the ambulance. Okay. Number 5, if someone has already died, do not call me. There's obviously nothing I can do. Also, there's no need for both of us to be sad at the same time. Now, y'all going a little too far here. I mean, come on, man. The football game you can watch on repeat. Okay. I mean, damn, if somebody died and it's somebody that's close to you. Now, if it's somebody that ain't really your friend or somebody that you're not close with, all right, you can wait.
Right? Yeah. Or like when your parents tell you, you remember the lady that used to live next door, 3 houses down from the babysitter? When you was 2, she used to babysit you. Her nephew died. Now, I don't need to hear that. You don't need to disturb my game from there.
Don't tell me nothing.
I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about that.
I'm not interested. Don't tell me nothing. I ain't interested. So I don't care about, look, that lady can wait. Period. That lady can wait. You can wait till after the game is over to tell me about that lady. Anybody else, obviously, if it's somebody that's important to me, you got to let me know who that is. All right. And then number 6, if you're confused about my availability until February, please refer back to number 2. And that is fair. I definitely think that we have to be clear that we are not available on those days that we mentioned, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Saturdays, until February, President's Day weekend of the following year. Okay, we got to be specific about that.
Yeah, and I mean, we just check the calendar. Just, hey, I want to do something. Hold, please. Let me check the schedule. So, what would you like to add?
What I would like to add is, if I don't send for you, don't come for me. Okay.
Put that number 1. That's number 1.
That's number 1. That needs to go. When it says don't root against my team, I don't care about you rooting against my team. You can do whatever you want, but don't come to me rooting against my team, especially if I didn't come to you first. Okay. Because I'm going to block you. Okay. I'm going to block you. And I've blocked plenty of people, Chels. I have a former co-worker at a place that I no longer work at who would randomly text me things. By the way, this person was a Redskins / Commanders / Washington football team fan. You've been through more names than I had years at that place, bro.
Oh, he'll be bothering you. Please.
Oh, not anymore. You wanna know why? I blocked them years ago. So, okay. You will get blocked on social media. You will get blocked in real life. I will block you because I don't come at you like that. Now, if I want to talk shit about your team but not at you, that's my right. I'm not trying to pick no fight with you. I'm just talking my shit on whatever I'm on, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I'm just talking. But if I don't at you, why are you coming at me? Okay. If I didn't say, hey, Craig, your team is fucking whack. Okay, then you got every right to come back at me. Okay. But if I don't say, hey, Craig, and then I just be like, damn, the Packers look like ass, but don't at you, Craig, then you need to get out of your little feelings and move along. Okay. Get out of my face, or else you will be blocked.
I agree with that. I agree with that one. I would like to add one. Don't tag me in nothing.
Don't tag me.
Don't listen. I don't care. Facebook, and it's people. You know how Facebook they're the self-awareness on Facebook is way different. And if the Cowboys lose or the Cowboys breathe hard and that's when y'all want to tag me in something, it's not going to show up on my page because I done fix. You know how Mr. Toe Sealer, I fixed it so I know when it been messed with. You're not tagging me in nothing on my page. I got to approve everything. And I will go untag myself.
Me too.
Don't tag me in no memes. Don't tag me in no videos. Don't tag me in no comments. Don't show me nothing. Don't say nothing to me. Because the only thing that I'm going to respond with is something very, very rude. So it's not a safe space over here. It's not a safe space. Because like you said, I don't bother nobody. I don't heckle people. I don't taunt people. I don't send people memes of that. I don't do any of that. And so when it's done to me, I'm like, hey man, I ain't bother you, but that's all right. I can fix that for you. I can fix that for you. So yeah, don't tag me in nothing. That's my number. Your number one, don't come for me. Number two, don't tag me in nothing.
I think my next one that I'd add is if we are going to games and you really not into it like that, you can't come with me. You can't sit with us. And I'm completely okay with being a snob about this. Completely okay with being a snob about this. Because I have a specific experience that I have when I watch football. And if your experience is not the same, where it's just like you just want to be cute, you know, you just want to, I'm completely okay with that. Because how you want to watch football and how I want to watch football are two different ways of watching football. That being said, I don't watch it that way. And I don't want to sit with somebody that watches it that way. I want to yell. I want to curse. I want to have a beer in my hand. I want to high five people. I want to, you know, I might talk a little shit to somebody that's at the game that's a fan of the other team, but it's all in fun. Ain't nothing serious. I'm going to have a good time. If you don't want to touch people's hands and you don't want to get loud and you don't want to stand up and you sit down every time, then you and me are not compatible. Okay. And it's okay. It's fine. But don't ask me to go to the game.
I don't even know nobody like that. I'm to the. That's why my mouth dropped open. I was like, "Who would do that?" Like, don't rain on my parade. And yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that one. I would add. I watch all of the games, not just my team.
Me too.
So if you tell me, oh well, the Cowboys aren't playing, so I prefer to watch football when the Cowboys are not playing. That's a perfect thing for me. Hey, I don't enjoy watching Cowboys. I don't enjoy it. It's not fun for me, especially, you know, as you get to know more and more about football and you can see things coming and you know what's getting ready to happen before it happened. It made it less fun. I'm enjoying watching other teams murder each other on the field. Love it. So don't tell me, oh, well, your team isn't playing. No, that ain't me. I'm watching all day long. I'm watching everybody. I'm watching the teams and I'm watching my parlay at the same time. So I don't want to. No, don't talk to me. That's not who you talk. You don't talk to me like that.
My last rule is, guys, girls know football too. Do not feel like you need to flex your muscles on a girl who says that she knows football. And do not ask her. Don't quiz her either. Okay. We don't owe you that. I don't owe you shit. You don't get to ask me questions. If anything, I need to ask you the questions. Okay. Because you don't know me and you don't know who I am. The Gridiron Gals been around a long time. We've watched football for a very long time. We have been entrenched in this sport in a very long time. Just because we did not play doesn't mean we don't understand what's going on. Y'all want to act like football is rocket science. It is nothing of the sort. Some of the dumbest fucking people have played football. Okay. I want to say this again. Some of the dumbest people have played football.
Herschel Walker.
It's not hard. It really is not hard. So what I want us to do is to make it okay that girls, women, whatever, females, whatever y'all want to call us, I don't know, bitches, I don't know. We watch sport. Bitches like football too. Okay. Yeah. We like it. We understand it. We know what's going on. Okay. We are clearly in the know. Now, you know what a woman that doesn't know what they're watching is like. It's obvious. But it's also obvious that the ones that do. So don't try us. Okay.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting though? Also, as far as the quizzing, don't quiz me because I'm gonna play along and lie. So don't quiz me. I'm gonna say some outrageous shit and just see how you stay on the hamster wheel. But what amazes me is that women who are not into sports or who don't know as much, because there's levels to fandom. Some people are casual, some people just their team, blah, blah, blah. And it is a spectrum and it's completely fine. But women who don't know that much tend to stay in their lane.
Yeah.
Men who got their PhD in Madden step out their lane all the time.
I bet you they don't have no PhD in Madden, no. I bet you they ain't good at it.
All the time. They step out. I got a theory
that the dudes that ain't that good at Madden, they
probably don't. They probably don't. But they step out there and let you guys that don't know that much or who like to just parrot with what they see the talking heads say, they step out their lane all the time. All the time. And those are usually the ones who want to quiz women. But women, we know, because we know what it means to be questioned and to be mansplained and to, oh my God, I got something wrong. Like, do you know how many times, like if you mistweet something or you leave something out or you leave out context that your friends know better, like we have to be super, super careful. But men who don't know what they talking about, y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all say it with your chest.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to mansplain something to a man about sports, whether it be football, whether it be baseball. I can't tell you how many times I've had to do it. It is okay, guys. I promise you.
Relax.
Is okay. Calm down. Relax. Again, football ain't rocket science, baby. It's not. It really isn't. It literally is just schemes and concepts to get a team to move from one part of the field to the other. And obviously, it's a little bit more detailed than that, but that is the bottom line here. I want you to calm down and don't ask us questions. I'm going to ask you questions, okay? And when I start asking those fucking questions, like what year was it that the Steelers and the Eagles combined, you better know the fucking answer to it, bro. You better know it, and you better not look it up. Oh, I didn't know that the Steagles was the thing. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because you ain't that deep into it. That's why, bro. You're not. Leave us alone. Thank you. So, anything else you'd like to add on the list? That's it for me.
I think that is it. Basically, leave me alone.
Leave us alone.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I prefer watching by myself. I don't like watching with other Cowboys fans. I don't like talking with other Cowboys fans. I just want to be alone. Me and my what? Whiskey.
Yep.
Me and my whiskey. And by the end of the Cowboys game, I'm 3 sheets in the wind. So
it is what it is. And thanks to those in the past who have, gave to the Chels fund, the whiskey fund for Chels, because we had that happen in the past where somebody
I actually got enough. I got me a good bottle too. I appreciate y'all.
See, it works. So we need that around these parts, okay? Yeah. And we appreciate y'all. All right, before we go, do you have any final thoughts?
I do actually. So this week we learned that ESPN did something that I think is foolish, and they fired Robert Griffin III from their college football broadcast. And I think that is going to make college football a little less exciting this season. RG3 brought a very unique perspective. He brought a lot of energy. He brought his little corny jokes and his things that only him and people who follow him can really understand. He brought a lot of black lingo that only we understand and we know about, like HBO, help a brother out, and all that kind of stuff. And he was just always like super excited to be there, just a lot of energy. And I thought he did a very good job as a part of the college football broadcast. So I'm definitely sad to see him go. I don't know he had time left on his contract. I don't know what the circumstances are. And it is very unfortunate, especially when you have people who seem like they are untouchable. And they will linger and linger and linger and linger even after they say some very disparaging things that would have gotten somebody else fired, like saying that the black girls were scared of this white bitch, and for talking about the young lady who is the boxer.
Yeah.
And referring to her as a male. She was born a woman. She boxes as a woman. Some people get away with murder. And so I'm gonna miss that. I am really hoping that he does something on his own where we are still able to engage with RG3 for football season. But I am going to miss him. I enjoyed him. And I think, I know a lot of people say, oh, he corny. I think that's what makes him entertaining. He does not take himself so seriously. And I think we need to see more people who don't take themselves so seriously and just willing to just let loose and have fun.
I think that he'll find a new job sooner rather than later. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Fox picked him up to do college. Also, remember TNT is now doing college football.
Yeah, yep.
So I would not be surprised if we see him somewhere, somehow, sooner than later. So best of luck to RG3. And look, yes, is RG3 a corny black man? Yup, he is, but not in a hurtful way, not in a negative way, not in a bad way. It's not, whatever the reasoning is, that should never be enough. Being good at what you do or not being good at what you do should be the perimeters of that. So I'm hoping that, he can find a new home soon, because I really do enjoy his color commentary for college football. Yeah. And his other, when he gets into other topics as well. My final thought is, I feel bad for Joy Taylor, dog. I just feel like she's never set up to be put in a good position. I think she was doing that show with Emmanuel Achu at one point over there at Fox Sports, and now they got her doing the show with Paul Pierce and Keyshawn Johnson. Paul Pierce, I don't know. This is he acts like he's under the influence of something when he's on shows. He's very ignorant and says a lot of ignorant things. And Keyshawn is loud as hell. So I don't understand why they keep doing this to Joy Taylor. I feel bad for Joy. I mean, and this could be an opportunity that she's looking forward to. But at the end of the day, to me, they keep putting her with people that she don't belong to be with. And it's a mess. And I hope that for her, this show works out. But when you look at the people that they've paired her with, I don't see how it will. So, good luck with that. Good luck with having to work with Paul Pierce, for 5 days a week. And I hope that it works out, but I would not be surprised if some way, somehow it does not. And she deserves better than that, because Joy is very smart. She's talented. She knows what she's talking about. And I just feel like she deserves to be on a platform that knows how to push that out, as opposed to push out the bullshit that they've been doing over there at Fox Sports.
Well, I'm not a Joy Taylor fan, but good luck to you, honey.
It's not even about like being a fan. It's about like women in sports having to deal with working with. Why?
I mean, that's the formula. The formula is one woman, 2 men. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that that's the formula. And you have to have a specific kind of personality for that. And you see that it gets overbearing, especially because the male personalities that they put on tend to think that the louder they are, the more right they are. And there is no more of a buffoon than Paul Pierce. And I don't even know where they grabbed that dynamic from. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Joy Taylor be saying some goofy ass shit sometimes, so I'm very turned off to her. So my empathy button is a little tainted. If you said Taylor Rooks, then I had my pitchfork out. Now I got to get now, girl, Taylor, we ride at dawn.
Taylor ain't putting herself in that situation. I mean, Taylor ain't.
I know she ain't, but if it was Taylor, we ride at dawn. We ride at dawn. But Joy, you be all right, girl. Keep taking yourself.
Well, Joy, I feel bad for you, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and pray for you because, at the end of the day, yes, I don't agree with everything that she says, but there are a lot of things that I think that she speaks intelligently about, and I think that this is a disaster. That's what I think. I think, and it could not have been Joy Taylor. It could have been any other woman, and I would have said the same.
I totally understand.
Paul Pierce is a disaster. Okay, I don't know how he's still on this program, but he is. Right.
Again, we pick and choose who we want. We pick and choose. But I don't know who's sitting up there watching it because I don't watch none of them. I mean, I see clips here and there, but Paul Pierce, every time I see it, it's something dumb. It's something dumb.
I'm going to pray, y'all. All right, we want to thank you so much for listening. Again, week 0 is here. We are excited about it. And then the next thing you know, NFL season is back.
Oh, boy.
So we want to thank you. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back to you next time.
Later.